Welcome to this new Flight Simulator update movie. In this movie we're gonna look at Lisbon, which is one of the cities which has received a lot of point of interests as part of World Update number 8, which has been released earlier today. So let's have a look. So we're gonna go airborne. I'm flying on the Xbox Series X using the Xbox controller, right? So that's why it sometimes looks a little bit bumpy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a turn. First, make sure that we're gonna go airborne correctly. And then we're gonna make a turn to the right and fly over the city, right? So this is the airport, and you can already see one of the point of interests over there, right? It's one of the bridges, which is I would say in the city of Lisbon, which brings you from one part of the city to the other one. I thought that there was also an additional one, another bridge. Maybe we can find it. If not, then they didn't add it. Right? There might be a good reason. So this one is, again, it's to bring you from one part of the city to the other one. So I would say, you can see the sun is really shining, really pretty, I would say, strong. If you would use the live weather, you would see different weather because it's kind of raining. So this brings us to the city center, right? So the city center is just below us. The airport is really cool. I've been there a few times. I would say flying to that airport, and it's really in the middle of the city, right? So you think, hey, it will land on the houses, but that will not happen, luckily. But it's really cool, and it takes you. You're just in the city center, it just takes you 40-45 minutes, depending on how busy it is at the at the roads. So let me go outside, right? So here you can already see some stuff. There are also some point of interests. I've switched up the labels for now, so I'm not gonna call out all of them. Just have a look at it, right? So here are some. You can see that the elevation has also been modified, right? A lot more buildings, also elevation, if you look to the mountains, has been optimized a bit. That was one of the promises which Asobo made, to optimize it, because a lot of people were complaining about it, and for a valid reason. Keep that feedback also coming to Asobo, right? If we don't, I would say, make them aware of the issues we're facing, then I would say it's hard for them to figure out that we're really hitting issues. Although sometimes they might be already aware of it, right? So raise support cases using the official channels, and that will help everybody and will make everybody happy. So we're flying, let's say, at the corner or at the edge of the city center, right? See a lot of houses have been added there, a lot of elevation. You can see Lisbon is a pretty big city. Most of the point of interest have been added to the coastline, which we are flying over as we speak. So you will see most of the changes happening here. So if you're living in Lisbon, right, so let me know via the comment box how realistic Lisbon is, because yeah, I've been there a few times. I would say it looks really nice, but if it's really realistic, I can't remember it anymore, because that is, say, a long time ago that I've been there. We just let the autopilot continue talking, because let's say using the Xbox controllers again is pretty hard. So in front of us we can see the next bridge, right? This is also a point of interest which has been added. Below us we can see multiple buildings, including some point of interests which have been added. You see that the detail, and also I would say functionality of the aircraft is still good, right? Sometimes after the sim updates you will see that the, I would say, frames per second are really dropping, but it looks like that until now it's not too bad flying over a city. So we're following the highway, which is below us, right? The highway will eventually bring us to the next bridge. Looking at it, I don't think that they touched this bridge, to be honest, because from what I can remember is that the bridge looks different. Well, that's a pity, because in most cases they will touch the bridges, right? They modify the bridges as part of those updates, they modify the buildings, but it looks like that this bridge is left untouched. That's a pity, because it's a really nice one to see. Yeah, we hear you, HC. Not gonna answer this one. So other than that, right, you can see that there are several buildings also elevated, so which are, I would say, built up into the air, which is cool to see. Coastline has also been updated. You can see that I would say there's really a lot of detail added to Lisbon. And Lisbon is just one of the cities, right? Because there are several cities which have been updated with multiple points of interest. Lisbon is, I would say, probably one of those cities which has a lot of points of interest, but they're all very close to each other. They're all, I would say, surrounded or at the edge of the city, right? Mostly at the coastline. But pretty cool. And that eventually will bring us up to the open sea, right? So you can see that the city is, I would say, really large. So you can probably fly around for hours only above the city. And the city also continues at the other edge, right? So at the other edge you can also see a part of Lisbon. So it's really split up in two. So really cool to see. And to show you how you can switch on those points of interest, let me do it quickly for you. So you can go to this menu, right, and then you can go to assistance options, because it's in the assistance options. And then if you go to POI, which stands for point of interest, you can switch on those options, right? You can simply say, okay, hey, I want to switch on this option. Move it, then hit apply, and then go back to your flight. And then when looking back, you can see that there's one of them over there, right? There's the Doha del Doha del Alcatela. You can also see one is below us, the Belém Tower. Even below us there's one. Boco du Feoducus. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. Then we've got the Citadel de Futebol. Probably I'll say it's some kind of soccer table or temple. Here's a park. So this is what I meant, right? They're all pretty close to each other. They're not that I would say normally they are a little bit more spread across the city, but these are, I would say, really close. Praia de Fort. Here's one of the soccer stadia just below us. Praia de Paco de Arcos. We're still flying, right? So you can see it's really nice weather. And this is what you see, right? You can see all the point of interest are, I would say, almost in one line from, let's say, half of the city to, I would say, pretty much the, I would say, part of the city which is pretty close to the water. Well, actually it's in the sea, right? So we can see the fort of São Julio de Barra, and here is also another one, the Praia de Santo Amaro. So all point of interest really close to each other. We can see several buildings have been elevated, some more details are there, so that's cool to see. So here ends this Flight Simulator Update movie. In this movie we looked at Lisbon, which has been updated as part of World Update number 8, which takes place in Iberia, right? Both Portugal and Spain. Hope you liked this video. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box below. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.